Look how pretty. Hi, babies. Hi, pretty bird. Did you guys have a good day on the pond? Did you guys have a good day on the pond? Hi, pretty. Hi, Layla. Hi, Peaches. Hi, Rhino. Come on. Come on, Pippa. Come on, guys. Hey, pretty bird. I know. Mating season, so Pippa's got an attitude. Yes, pretty bird. I know. You got a little bit of yellow there from your Chinese side, don't you? Hmm? What is that? Come here. Looks like you might be having a little bit of coloration there from your Chinese side. Come on. I'm not wearing multiple layers of pants, so you can totally hurt me. And I'm not wearing my super, like, my waders. Come on, let's go. Let's go, come on. Layla. Layla. Come on. Let's go. Come on. You get a part of the gaggle, usually the rest will follow. See? Look at Dodo with her man. Dodo and Ducky are flirting. Uh-oh, there's some fishies. Dodo. Come on, Dodo. Dodo. Come on, babies. Come on, babies. Let's go. Look at that. Ducky is loyal to hitting on Dodo. He definitely wants to be with her, which is good. Let's go, babies. Come on. I need to push these guys away. Come on, Dodo. Really hope you guys mate. Really hope they do. So this is my gaggle for anybody who doesn't know us. That's Pretty Bird right there. The man with the attitude. The man of the hour. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not wearing anything but leggings. Well, you know. Come on. Hi, Gamesy. For anybody who doesn't know us, yes, we own exotic birds. No, these birds are not from the wild. These are bred in captivity birds, legally so. Hi, babies. Come on, let's go. Let's go home. Come on. It's getting late. Thank you so much, Gamesy. I appreciate it. Come on, Dodo. Let's go. Dodo. Let's go, Dodo. Dodo, let's go. Come on, Dodo. You guys too. Come on, let's go. These guys right here are bar-headed geese. They are smaller than regular-sized geese, the average-sized goose. The bar-headed geese right here are from the Himalayas. And they're beautiful, gorgeous babies. Highest flying goose in the world. They have special ability to manage the oxygen in their blood to be able to fly at heights that have been reported to be higher or as high as Mount Everest. They also have special mechanisms to be able to not freeze. So these guys are actually pretty fascinating, pretty cool. Then we also have our fluffy Sebastopol goose over there. That's Dodo. It's our fluffy girl. Right next to her is our Canada goose Ducky. He's a gander, he's a male. And he's been trying to date her this year. So he's been trying to get her attention, trying to make her his girlfriend. Hopefully she accepts him. Geese are picky about their mates because they do mate for life. My day has been good. Been hanging out with a friend today for part of the day and with my little goat. I got a little goat baby right now. I'm bottle feeding. So guys, these are actually geese. Very different from ducks. So ducks and geese are actually two different species of animals. As you guys can see, these geese are much larger and much more attitude. Pretty bird. So the only reason why he's acting like this right now is because it is mating season and is in his instinct to protect his females and make sure his gaggle is safe. And there's nothing wrong with that. See, his girls are watching and cheering him on. Pretty bird. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I'm trying to herd you guys home, not fight with you, you dork. My hands are full. And yes, when they bite you, it hurts. And yes, it doesn't feel very good. It's not easy to fight them off. But there are ways you can control a goose that's attacking you without hurting them. Hurting the animal is not necessary. Keep in mind, they're only doing this to protect their mates, their babies, and their family. So, and even if you don't know it, most of the time, if a gander attacks you, which is usually the male goose that's attacking you, it's because somewhere around that area, he either has a female that he's trying to protect, he has a nest somewhere, a female sitting on a nest, hiding some eggs somewhere. So there's usually a really good reason why they're doing what they're doing. And it's not just because they want to attack. They have no purpose in attacking us outside of protecting their family. Just gonna throw that out there because a lot of people seem to think that geese are evil. They really, really aren't. I mean, besides this one goose, my one gander that actually does have an attitude. Look. Nobody else will attack me. Nobody. Not one. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 geese here. So out of 15 geese, only one gander is actually being defensive. And when you think about it, there's nothing wrong with it because that's his job. He's supposed to protect everyone. So anyway, I'm going to start herding them up. Let's go, Layla. This is Layla right here, the golden goose. I do have a male that looks just like her, who's also an American buff, but she is not interested in him because she has already chosen him. Pretty bird. Not this guy. That guy. Come on, babies. Layla, 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 Layla. Let's go, babies. Come on. Come on, let's go. Let's go home. Come on. Come on, everybody. Let's go home. It's time to go home for my nighttime. Keep going, Layla. Come on. Pretty bird will be, let's see, 1920. Pretty bird will be 6 years old this year, I think. And I hatched him. So this gander right here, he will be 6 years old this year. I hatched him out. So he's been with me his entire life. And part of it, the reason why his behavior is so extreme is because I made the same mistake most people do when you start out with an animal, which is that I didn't know as much about the animal as I should have before getting that animal. Now, in my defense, at the time, I was homeschooling my children, and we were hatching out little birds, and we were living in a neighborhood and like a regular good old typical, copy paste house neighborhood, new built neighborhood, and we were hatching out eggs from local farms and little homesteads to basically raise up the quail or the ducklings to about 8 weeks or so old until they were mostly grown and could be independent. And at that point, we would return them. And we did this as a homeschool project with our children. Come on, babies. Let's go. Come on, Dodo. Hi, Dodo. Come on, mamas. And we did this as a homeschool project. And in the process, we came across a yard sale. We came across an egg. They said the eggs weren't fertile. We came across actually a couple of eggs. The kids picked out 2 eggs. Still wanted to try to hatch them out. I didn't see an issue with it. These were goose eggs. The person said that they were not fertile, so I had no issue with it. They only had geese that looked like that on their property. So I figured, and like that, but white. So like these right here are African production geese, but the ones that they had on their property were very similar. Those were Chinese geese most likely. But eventually, when we were incubating the eggs, we figured out that one of the eggs was developing. And it had turned out that Pretty Bird's egg was fertile. And yeah, we hatched out a little gosling. And at this point, we didn't have no agreement with the people. So we were going to raise him up and then find him a place to go. Fell in love with him pretty quickly. Decided that we would maybe keep him. Found out that a lot of people have pet geese and that you can't keep them indoors, that they can't wear diapers and such. We did that kind of lifestyle with him for the first 2 years of his life. During that time frame, I researched and learned about geese. Found out that keeping them indoors by themselves was not good for them. Regretted my decisions, of course, and promised him that one day I would make sure that he would have land and he would have his own gaggle. This is why you now see this. I made sure he would have his own kind, looking into the exotic breeders to get him. Hi, Blue. How you doing, Mama? How you doing, Blue? Come on, babies. Let's go. And yeah, Pretty Bird himself is actually a very rare thing. It's not seen very often, not a common thing. Pretty Bird is a hybrid. He's a mix between basically a goose that looks like this and a goose that looks like that. So a Canada goose, and in his case, most likely a Chinese goose, but these guys are African production. It's a very similar breed. But yeah, he's a hybrid between the two, which is not something that you commonly can find. It's very difficult to find, very rare. And so he's a special gander. We didn't even realize that he was a hybrid until weeks and weeks and weeks after he'd already hatched. We had no idea. I was expecting a domestic goose, a loud goose, mind you. But he turned out to actually not be a domestic breed. But I did do a lot of research and did my work on that. And because his mother was a domestic and not a wild goose, because of, Mama, that's a anthill. Come on. Because of that, Pretty Bird is not illegal to keep. Because I did not take his egg from the wild, so therefore I didn't do anything wrong. For everybody else, all the other Canada geese that are in my possession, I have permits. I also own a cackling goose that I have a permit for. So basically I need a piece of paper that proves that I did not get these guys from the wild, but that these guys were all legally purchased from breeders in captivity. Because it is a federal offense to take a Canada goose from the wild. And that's something important to keep in mind. No matter how much you might love these guys or like these guys or how much those little fluffies are adorable, if you do find a Canada gosling, times are coming up again, guys. It's breeding season. You're going to come across goose nests. You're going to come across breeding geese. You're going to come across goslings, and you're probably going to come across orphan goslings. And it is of the utmost importance that you guys are aware that there are federal laws in place that prohibit you from keeping these animals if you find them, or taking eggs if you find eggs, okay? If you find a nest that appears to be abandoned, chances are it's not, okay? The mama goose will lay an egg every approximately 2 days into that nest, cover the eggs up the best she can with debris, like leaves and sticks and such, and then she will leave the nest. And she will only return to the nest once, like a day or every other day, to lay an egg until she has accumulated enough eggs that then it's time for her to start hatching those eggs out. At that point is when the mama should be sitting on the nest for the majority of the day, but even then, she will leave the nest every day, usually once, for about 15 to 20 minutes. Why are you not with the gaggle? What's going on with you, Bubbas? Huh? Come on. Let's go. You okay? You alright, Petrie? Yeah? Alright. You don't look like anything's wrong. Anyways, and they will then sit on the nest for close to 30 days. It can be a little less, a little more, depending on the exact species of bird, and hatch out the little babies. The little babies are immediately independent, as in they're independent eaters. Once they hatch, they can eat on their own, walk on their own, and move around, but they will imprint on their mother and father and follow them literally to the end of the world. What's important to keep in mind is that the parents are going to be exceptionally protective, which obviously any parent would be super protective of their child. If you see a gosling by itself, that is not normal. That gosling needs help. If it's all alone, there's no goose family anywhere nearby. You don't see any goose family that has the same size baby, right? In that case scenario, that baby most likely needs saving. And why are you suddenly mad at me? My goodness. And you're going to want to try to get that baby to a rehabber, okay? A rehabber and or a sanctuary. So there are wildlife sanctuaries for birds, for waterfowl specifically, for wild waterfowl. So you're not looking at a farm sanctuary. You're not looking at a rescue for farm birds. You're not looking at a goose sanctuary for farm goose. You're looking at a sanctuary for wild waterfowl, because it does require a special federal license to be allowed to rehabilitate wild waterfowl, because they do have federal protection. You're not allowed to hurt or kill them. You're not allowed to hurt or kill their nests, their eggs, their babies. And if you find an injured or sick goose right now with avian influenza, rather than if you find a sick goose, you can look up online. There are a few indicators and signs where you can find out whether or not this goose is likely sick with avian influenza. There's a few early signs you can check out. Some of the things include things like dry neck, as in their heads twisting or their necks twisting backwards. Another common early symptom is when their eyes kind of have an opaque or grayish tone to them, like a sheen almost. Now don't confuse this with their second eyelid. They do have a second eyelid, which is kind of like a goggles in a way. Now this second eyelid can close over their eyes while they can see it. They can still see. It's basically like a little membrane that closes and opens over their eye. It's see-through and kind of has a milkish kind of tone to it, almost grayish. But that one would close and back open, and the eye would be clear again. So don't confuse that. If the eye is actually opaque, or if it's actually discolored from being sick, then there would be actual, like the eye would not stop looking that way. It would be consistently that opaque color or that gray color. Other signs, of course, things like upper respiratory signs and such, but Things like that can also be associated to other sicknesses, so that does not necessarily mean that the bird is suffering from avian influenza. There's a lot of different sicknesses a bird can have that have nothing to do with avian influenza, and it's important to not immediately assume that the birds have it right away, but to also make sure that you take care of yourself and your family and keep yourself safe. Now my birds don't bark, they honk. I know, I've got the greatest dogs in the world. All 19 of them. Absolutely amazing. I'm telling you guys, most people are more scared of geese than they are of dogs. People that I've encountered that have come over to our property, terrified of the geese. But they'll open a gate and go pet a pit bull, no problem. Or a livestock guardian dog, which I really would not recommend you guys do, ever. Do not ever enter a property that has a closed gate. So for an example, we have a closed gate at the front of our property. Do not enter it. If you enter a closed gate, you're risking multiple things, especially if you're down south or in certain states. People are kind of particular about that stuff. And also, if you're ever allowed to open a gate or go through a gate anywhere, there's also a rule. It's kind of an unspoken rule. You always leave things the way you find them. So if you showed up at a place that you're allowed to be and you're allowed to enter, and the gate was closed and you go through it, close the gate behind you. There's a reason why it's closed. Usually there's a very good reason why it's closed. If the gate was open, leave it open. There's a reason why it's open. You don't want to leave it closed or open if the opposite was in place. Hi, baby. Hey, Mothra. Godzilla. Hi, mamas. Hi, mamas. Hi, baby. Look at you. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. Now I'm dumping one of their pools. Hi, babies. Anyways, I figured I'd let you guys know a couple little things real quick while I have a minute. I do have to get back to doing chores. I just had to go get my birds from the pond real quick. Hey, Decky. How's it going with trying to get Dodo to be your mate? Hi, Dodo. Hi, Dodo. Hi, sweet girl. Hi, Dodo. Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. You're so pretty. Dodo's so pretty. Yes, she is. Imagine their babies between these two geese. Wouldn't they be beautiful? It's like fluffy Canada geese. They'd have some gorgeous markings, or potential for gorgeous markings. Let's put it that way. I'm not one to force any pairs, like force any matings. My birds will mate how they please. I'm not trying to get them to mate a certain way. They free range. And if they choose a mate that is not of the same species, then so be it. I'm not a purebred breeder, so therefore it does not affect me. I simply want my birds to be happy. My birds are first and foremost my pets, so therefore that's my priority. And geese are picky about their mates because they do mate for life. And when they're mated to another goose for a long period of time and that goose dies, they will mourn the death of their mate. Even if they have not been mated for a long time, they will still mourn the death of their mate. And there are reported cases of geese mourning the death of their mate to such an extent that they get so depressed that they end up passing away themselves, basically from a broken heart. Geese are also known to mourn their eggs when they're destroyed, when their nest is destroyed. They are also known to mourn their goslings when they lose their goslings. And they have exceptionally good facial recognition. And yeah, just they are actually very interesting animals. They're not just all honk and bite and chase and beat up with their wings. There's a lot more to these guys. Right, Ducky? This is a gander. That's his potential mate. I raised all these guys up. So I got most of my geese I got when they were babies. Look at those two. Aren't they cute together? These are sweet babies. Hey, Dodo. All right, Mommy's got to get back to work. You two enjoy your date. You guys need to work it out. Dodo, say yes already. Come on, he's handsome. He's a handsome fella, Dodo. You're not going to do much better than that. He's bigger than you. He's taller than you. He's stronger than you, probably. Definitely has more wing power. With them frilly feathers. And pretty blue eyes. Pretty blue eyes. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all have a wonderful evening. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing a little update on the birds. Next time, I'll let you guys meet my new goat. Because yes, ladies and gentlemen, I now have a goat. I have a little goat, little Billy boy. And he is a bottle baby. He was rejected by his mama, got beat up by his mama. He's currently taking a nap. That's why he's not with me outside right now. And I was going to get the geese. And I'm not going to risk them hurting him because he's tiny. So he'll be 2 weeks old on Monday. So he's still itty bitty. But yeah, I'll let you guys meet him soon. And other than that, I hope y'all have a good day. Thanks for stopping in. Bye.